I wanna all night. Say it. I wanna all night.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often, but since recruiting isn't an option due to unusual rain and thunder, baby, I wonder, put your sweats on me. Yeah. I got the plug, I made the call for me. I'm talking late night for ya. Let me lay a great time on ya. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will. Come through and chill. Just say you will.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga, that ain't good game, homie, sorry. They say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know you what you want. Poetic justice, put it in the song.
Yo, welcome to the SC Experience, aka your boy Eric, and we back. I told y'all the grind is real, the season is here, and we actually got some interesting news in the past 3 hours. It's actually been an interesting morning. Um, for me, I know on the East Coast it's the early afternoon, so good afternoon to y'all on the East Coast. For us on the West Coast, it's been an interesting morning. I know y'all hear the whole Devonte Adams. I think that's the talk of the town right now. Before we get into the whole Devonte Adams and what happened today, which by the way, I believe Chadarius Ward is the one that laid him out. Fuck you, Chadarius Ward. But we'll get to that right now. I appreciate everybody for being here though. Good morning, good afternoon. Hopefully your guys' day has been starting off pretty great. Good to see everybody again here. I appreciate you guys for being here. Like I said, the grind is real. Like I said, we back in full force, man. and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. But shout out to Dark in the building. Salute, salute. Jesse Cardenas in the building. Salute Raiders all day, baby. You already know. Robert Pena in the building. What's good, Robert? Good to see you. Shout out to Dark, man. You guys already know, man. Subscribe if you're new. Stack them up. You already know how it goes. EJ Raider, good to see you again, man. It has been a minute. Back to football season. Let's go. You already know, EJ. Good to see you here. Niners injured Tay. I think this preseason game is gonna be bloody. I think there's gonna be a lot of hits. I truly do believe if practice is already a lot, I could imagine that game. But we got some interesting news revolving around Sunday's game, and we'll talk about it. Like I said, it came off of today's presser. We'll talk about it a little bit later. Shout out to Terrence. What's good, Terrence? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Good to see everybody here. Circus Raider up in the building. Good to see Circus. Let me see. Raider Ben, good to see you. Hope all is well. Just got home from work. Nap time. Have a great show, Eric. Salute you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you for even stopping by. Salute to you, Ben. I know you got a show later, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of it because I'm gonna be at a Dodger game. If you guys don't know, I'm gonna be at a Dodger game later. Uh, it's Fernando Valenzuela's jersey retirement. I'll be there if anybody's gonna be there. So yep. Shout out to NorCal Raider Jesse in the building. What's good, NorCal Raider Jesse? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Shout out to Terrence and all my mods, man. I appreciate everybody, man, putting in the work, man. You guys see right there the Discord right here. The Discord. Go join the Discord for all updates and everything. Has different channels: football, basketball, baseball. If you want to talk about anything else. Also, I always say when I'm gonna go live or like an hour before I go live as well, in case I don't have it up on YouTube yet. But so far, the last two lives, this live and the last live, I've been putting it. I think a couple hours before. Shout out to Jesse Cardenas in the building though. Salute. Let me see who else is in here. If I want to skip anybody. You already know, stack them up. You already know. Shout outs to Chansworthy Evans in the building as well. Good to see you, Chansworthy. Orioles are the greatest. Oh hell no. I don't even watch baseball. It's all good. But let's get straight into it, right? There's some news revolving around um the Raiders and what we got going on. Here, let me use this one. Does it look good on the screen right there? Um we got some news revolving around the joint practice. Um Number one, before I get into the joint practice things, there is a signing we did. There is a signing we did today, actually, a running back again, and it's kind of an interesting dilemma, right? We signed, if you guys don't know, ex Chief Darian Williams. Of course, he played with them for a couple seasons, and I mean, he was decent. He was a rotational piece over there, but he did have a certain um, good, I guess, streak of games at a certain point. Um, Damian Williams brings another guy to the running back room, right? We got a lot of young guys, right? Zamir White, which I didn't put it in my joint practice news and updates, but today in the morning, when they were practicing, that boy Zamir White took one to the house to finish a drive, took a 35-yard touchdown. So that's pretty good to see. It's good to see Zamir White out there balling, and I think he will get some reps on Sunday. And I think a lot of our running backs are going to get reps on Sundays. I think there's going to be a lot of rotation within them. I think they're going to use Williams as a preseason sacrificial lamb, use him up and cut him after to preserve our running backs, pretty much. He would probably see the field the most, and then backed up by Zamir White and all of them. But I think they are going to rotate a lot just to see what they got in the running back room against another team on the field. This whole Josh Jacobs thing going on, it kind of makes the Raiders try to prepare for anything and everything, right? As of right now, Josh Jacobs hasn't even attended camp, so that shows the Raiders, hey, we're not going to sit here and wait. We got to do what we got to do, even if we have to bring in depth. And that's exactly what they're doing, right? Shout out to Sebastian Gonzalez, man, in the building. It was good. But that's how it's gonna go, pretty much. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. So moving on here. My takeaways from the practice itself, from both days. The energy was all over the field. You'll see right now. I have a couple clips from the presser, right? It's interesting to see the energy throughout the locker room. They look like they're ready to play. Um, they look in sync. Their communication has been on point. Um, and just the energy throughout the locker room, it just seems like they're ready for the season, and that's what you want to see, right? You want to see a team motivating each other, and just motivating themselves each and every day, and showing it in practice. If you can't be if you can't be motivated on your own, and you can't be motivated in practice, then how are you going to be motivated in the game? And that's what I take away from these practices, man. It's very important. And shout out to Auntie Six, man. um 14 months is crazy. That's how long I've been. That is crazy. Remember, for 14 months. That's a year and 2 months, man. I appreciate the support, Auntie Six, man. Real shit. I appreciate it, man. That's crazy. Time flies, man. Since I started this YouTube, time flies, man. It was if anybody like Auntie Six that's been here from day one will notice that it was a journey with a lot of ups and downs. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate everybody that's supporting me on the way down. Um, and that makes me happy. You feel me? But I appreciate that. Been here since your old background. Oh my god, don't even get me started on my old background, bro. If anybody knows, my old background had that flag behind me, right? My light was orange. I didn't have no light, right? I had an orange background, and then with that flag, and then I had the mic to my face, covering my face. If anybody remembers that, uh, that- those were the days, huh? Those were the days I was using earphones as a mic. I was. Oh my god! Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. It was freaking bad, man. It was bad. SU looking actually. Yo, hey, yo. But shout out to Joey in the building. So the energy was all over the field. That's the takeaway. The offensive trio was on fire. And what I mean by the offensive trio, that's what I'm gonna start calling them. Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro, and Devontae Adams. Those guys, especially in the first day of the joint practice, were all over the field for what I could see from clips and what I could see from Twitter and stuff like that, and reporters that were there. Um, those three are on fire, man. And Jimmy Garoppolo kind of talked about it a little. I don't remember if I put that clip in this presentation. But he talked about, if you guys watched the presser, he kind of talked about how it's kind of new to him. It's new to him that he's got a lot of receivers that could easily get separation pretty much. He practically said he's got better receivers than he had before, but he says it in a nice way. Like, he says it in a way that many people don't catch. It seems like years, but Eric hasn't aged a bit. God damn. Um, Jacoby, man, she's like, he kind of said it in a way of like to not offend no Niner fan and offend anybody else, and kind of made it seem that like people who really truly analyzed it like I did, you would notice that he kind of talked about the trio like they're unique. There's something he hasn't had before, and it's understandable. I mean, you got two of the best slot receivers in my opinion when healthy and when they're full force out there in the league. If you guys didn't see too much film on Jacoby Myers, he's been somebody that I wanted even last year, and you guys could go back on the lives. At the time, I had him on my list. The reason being is not only is this guy has a point to prove for being undrafted, but also he comes into a league where um, route running is so key. Route running is the most important thing, and the ability to grasp a playbook. And that's Jacoby Myers. That's exactly what he is. A guy that could gain separation so quick, a guy that knows how to use his footwork, and a guy that has hands. Now, who else reminds you of that, right? Hunter Renfro. Besides last year, when he's out there and actually himself, the guy catches everything and anything. The guy gets separation. The guy does things that other slot receivers can't. And that's exactly what Hunter Renfro is, and that's what Jacoby Myers brings to the table. Now you pair those two up, right? Like a little bit of like a how do I say it? Like an Edelman, right? Edelman type deal. And Wes Welker stuff. Um Then you pair him up with arguably, in many cases, the best receiver in the league in Devontae Adams. And that trio is showing it in practice, and they're gonna show it outside. And we'll get to Devontae Adams at a little bit later. What happened today, but don't worry, y'all. I know people are stressing, saying the season's over. Relax. It was minor. He was just shaken up. He walked on his own, so that's good to hear. He's for sure not gonna play in the preseason. We could guarantee that now. But the offensive, like I said, the offensive trio is looking amazing, and they pair that up with the guy that has a quick release, uh, that is built on a playbook that is about yards after catch. Is It's perfect. You already know, man. Stack him up. You already know. Hit that like button. Shout out to EJ Raider, man. He says, any update on Mayer? Is he hurt? Hooper has looked good. I knew that pickup was gonna be nice. No update. Just he missed again. He wasn't there today either. He wasn't there yesterday. He wasn't there the 2 days before. But apparently, according to Josh McDaniels, I believe he said it's just bumps and bruises from camp, so they're letting him kind of cool down. You feel me? Kind of regenerate. Kind of past the time. So apparently, it's just according to them in quotation marks. I'm gonna put in quotation marks, bumps and bruises. That's what was said about Michael Mayer. So hey, I'm gonna believe the word. It's coming out of the coach himself, and hey, hopefully he comes back good. And I think Michael Mayer will come back for preseason. I think he'll play a preseason game, to be honest. And Austin Hooper has been playing out of his mind, bro. Every joint practice, every 7-on-7, 11-on-11, every single time I look on Twitter about the training camp, you see Austin Hooper do something. And it's always catching red zone touchdowns, 2-minute drills. And that's good to see. You need tight ends that do that. The reason, I mean, let's be honest, and this haunts me last year. One of the key games that we lost was the Titans. And not the Titans. Oh my God, which one was it? I think it was. I'm not sure. There was certain games. I'm gonna say certain games, right, last year where you had Darren Waller kind of, you know, not the best, not the best, not the best at all, and that's the reason they let him go. You feel me? That's exactly the reason why they let him go. So, it was the Titans game, I believe, where he dropped two. He dropped two key passes that could have won us the game. So, and even you seen the glimpse of it when we played the Bengals, right? It would have. A lot of people talk about the last interception, but when you look at the play before, Darren Waller had an easy touchdown, and the guy just, I don't know what the hell he was doing out there, bro. I don't know. It made me question him, right? It made me question him, and you seen it last year. He didn't perform. He wasn't healthy. His mind was on Kelsey Plum and Rap, and boom, you shipped him off to New York. So, so it is what it is, right? Like and subscribe. Yep, you already know, man. Shout out to Demon as well, man. If it's your first time here, don't make it your last. I appreciate that. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Consider becoming a member as well, man. The member join button is also a member thing. If you put slash exclamation mark membership as well. Waller's mixtape was reasonable enough to let him go. Yeah, fact. Fuck Ward and all the Raider players that did it back up ass off his team already. I don't know what happened. Apparently, he got clocked and they were trying to see what was happening. I mean, I don't know the full extent to it. But he's good. Minor injury, shaken up. He's up there. The linebacker trio was on fire. Robert Spillane, right? New addition there. Masterson looked really good, and Devon Diablo. I call this the linebacking trio now. The three, the three amigos, the three musketeers, the three whatever you want to say, right? Um, Honestly, this linebacker trio has been, I guess, blowing expectations for me, man. I've been saying that the linebacking core hasn't been the greatest as far as depth wise and stuff like that, and they've been proving me wrong in this camp. And I know it's only camp, but we could only grab what's ahead of us, right? So for as far as the linebacking trio, right, they've been getting picks. They've been communicating well, from what I've seen. And you'll see that Robert Spillane had himself a day today, and Masterson too. So when you really look at this trio, we need them to be on point, and that's exactly what's happening, right? Then you got the secondary, right? The secondary was on fire. Oh my god, what Marcus Peters has been doing in camp since he's gotten here, it's more than what we've seen before from any other corner last year, right? We heard Nate Hobbs, right? We heard Nate Hobbs, right? We heard Nate Hobbs say like, "Oh my god, Nate Hobbs has been playing out of his mind, in and out," and then he got played in the outside and shit the bed, right? But the secondary this year has been a little bit different. They have been really, really killing it. Shout out to Anthony Estrada. Marcus Peters has been getting interception pretty much every camp since he's been here. Well, every day that he's been here. Um, People like Duke Shelley is starting to show up, right? Somebody that I one of my favorite signings, one of my underrated signings. Um, and then you got people like Amig doing his thing, and then this is just a good thing to have. And last year we didn't really have it. And of course, we even Brandon Faison that had a pretty good camp before he got injured. So it's just crazy to see the depth that we got on here. I haven't seen too much of Tyler Hall. I've seen more of Sam Webb. I mean, I haven't seen too much of the rest of them, but alone, our first 4 or 5 corners are making their mark, man. And you could kind of pinpoint and Jacory Bennett. How could I forget about Jacory Bennett? You got probably 2 automatic starters and Marcus Peters and Nate Hobbs, and we're gonna see what happens with the third one, right? We're gonna see what happens with Jacory Bennett if he gets to go. Does Amik get the go on the outside, or does Tyler Hall or somebody else inside Webb get the go, right? Or Shelley get the go? Me, my ideal 3, I would rather prefer Shelley, Hobbs, and Marcus Peters just because of the veteran presence, and then put Jacory Bennett rotating that outside with Duke Shelley. But at the end of the day, I would love to see Jacory Bennett out there, and I think he's gonna get some play time on Sunday. I do believe that. I think he will get some reps on Sunday, which I'm excited to see. Right. Then the defensive line was putting in pain in the drills. Right. Um, Defensive line was putting pain in many drills, one on ones. Max Crosby was giving Trent Williams the fucking work. You had people like Nesta Jade putting in the work in Silvera. You had people like Jerry Tillery putting in pain, right? You had all these defensive linemen out here putting in work, and I love to see it. And you need your front. You need your front 4 and your front 7 to put in the pain. And I ain't gonna lie, Jesse, I was one of them. I ain't gonna cap to you, Jesse. I'm 100% say I'm one of them. Because unlike a lot of people, I'm willing to say that I'm wrong. And it's only, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself either and say I'm completely wrong because we haven't seen it in the field as far as game wise. But I mean, you can't blame me, right? When you really look at his coverage grades and coverage skills in the past few years, it hasn't been the greatest. So that's why I said it wasn't the greatest, right? But him doing what he's doing in camp, exceeding expectations, putting in the work, uh, kind of like how Denzel Perriman was, where he was starting to learn and starting to develop his pass coverage. Remember when Denzel Perriman was saying that? That's the same way with Spillane. I see him improving every day, and I love to see that. I want him to do that. So hopefully he continues that. If they give him something going preseason and in the beginning, right? He's going against a lot of good offenses this year, so it's gonna be interesting. He's gonna be an automatic starter no matter what, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see. So Spillane is the new Raleigh, next Raleigh. All hell no. Um, Shout out to Victory. What's good, Victory? Good to see you. Hope all is well. I'll get to this right now. Let me get to the super chat, man. I appreciate the 199 space beast. Just came from a Niners live. They are depressed. They are depressed because you'll see. You'll see. You'll see why they're depressed. You'll see why they're depressed, man. You'll see right now why they're depressed. T's and P's to Devontae. I hope the injury isn't serious. It's minor, Vic. It was confirmed that it was minor. He walked on his own. He's most likely not gonna play a single snap in preseason. He should be good to go week 1, which is great news because I got scared when they said that he was limping. I was like, oh hell no. But we're good. We're good. Eric, not to be negative, but the pass Garoppolo threw lead Devontae Adams into that hit. He is known to throw hospital passes. Jimmy Garoppolo did it to Samuels in San Francisco. You better clean that ish up. And you'll see, actually speaking of that, it's kind of interesting that you brought that up, right? It's not negative at all. That's it even came out of Jimmy Garoppolo's mouth, and you'll see right now. I have a clip from press conference. Jimmy Garoppolo even said that sometimes he misses Adams, and that's the whole point of practice. And you'll see he even said it himself. So it's not really negative. It's what you see, right? And we can only see what's ahead of us, and that's what we see, right? Um, so we go see what happens, right? Still good to hear Spillane could cover. People was saying that he was a hologram in coverage all off season. It's good to see him improve, right? It's good to see him improve. Um, so look at knock it out. Let me see. Moving on here.
Holy cow.
So now we're gonna get to uh, a little bit of press conference clips, y'all. So let me know if you guys could hear it, right? Once I play it, hopefully you guys could hear it. Shout out to Ed Capitan Rafael in the building as well. Good to see you. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Holy cow. You think the Niners are here?
Josh, I know that a lot during camp. I mean, what has most pleasantly surprised you so far? Pleasant.
That's a trap question. I don't know if there's anything that has pleasantly surprised me. I think that I'm seeing kind of what I expected to see from our team, which is I think a really competitive group on both sides. We've had days where defensively we've done a little better than the offense and vice versa. And so I thought coming out of the spring that we kind of improved the competition on a roster. And I think training camp has kind of showed us that that's about where we're at. And obviously today we're going to find out, today and tomorrow, this week, we'll find out a lot more about our team.
So y'all hear it there. He's not surprised. He kind of goes on to say he built the team, right? He helped build the team. He knows what he's getting from these players, the talent level that these guys got. And it's interesting. The reason I picked it out because it shows you kind of the energy as well, right? He said, "Hey, sometimes the offense does way better than the defense, and the next day the defense does better and tries to match that, and kind of like a little competition between the two." Um, and it's good to see, right? You'll see it in the joint practice, right? Right now, when I show you guys in joint practice, the offense did really, really good yesterday, and the defense did decent, good enough. Today, the defense was lights out and the offense was decent. So that's what I like to see, right? I like to see these guys go back and forth, try to improve themselves. Seeing different players improve as well. And like I said, we can only grasp what's ahead of us, and that's training camp news, that's training camp updates, that's the training camp what's happening in the joint practice. And we got preseason on Sunday. So it's gonna be interesting to see what a lot of players do on that thing. A lot of young guys gonna be out there on the field. And you'll see right now in a bit. I kind of pulled a quote. It kind of stated that it kind of gave us a glimpse on who could start on Sunday and who would get reps, right? Um, but moving on here, of course. Moving on here.
Time and team drill.
This was Max Crosby's take on Jimmy G and the offense.
And Jimmy hit Hunter Renfro over the middle, and then he hit Hooper for touchdown. You were very excited on the sideline.
Yeah.
What's your excitement level for the offense and Jimmy and just what they're putting together right now?
I love it. Jimmy's getting better and better and better. The guy, like you said, he's coming off an injury. It's not just going to happen overnight, but Jimmy's confidence has been only growing, and you've seen that today, the last 2 days, to be honest. He's just getting better, and he's trusting himself, and that's really what it comes down to. It's a mental game. Everybody's talented in the NFL, but your mentality's got to be elite to be a great player. So Jimmy's getting better and better, and I'm super hyped for him.
I don't know if you guys caught the first part. Let me go to the first part real quick.
Time and team drills. And Jimmy hit Hunter Renfro over the middle, and then he hit Hooper for touchdown. You were very excited on the sideline.
Yeah.
What's your
Y'all heard that part? Very excited on the sideline. And there was a lot of reports that both sides of the ball, not only the defensive side, but the offense, when the opposite side of the field was out on the field, the other opposite was cheering them on the sideline. Max Crosby said, look, they just said it. He was going crazy for just slant passes, first downs. And that's what I like to see. The team is behind each other. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? there was a little bit of rumors that Josh McDaniels lost the team last season and all this stuff, and there was some things speculating about some people's like mentality with each other, and it kind of shows you that the team is backing each other, man. And it looks good. It looks good, right? It looks good. It's good to hear. And like I said, we can only hear, and we're gonna see on the field, right? If they do that on Sunday, even in preseason. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Good to see the team behind Jimmy. I know. There was a little speculation as well that the team was cut in half because of Derek Carr's departure. But instead, everybody's backing each other. They're backing Jimmy, and you hear a lot of players on the defense side of the ball talk about Jimmy G, which I like to see. Man, back up the quarterback. When we got absolute solid offense, I could guess we could have a decent defense for now. Just keep growing by year. But people don't realize we were top 10 in scoring last year. Y'all understand that, right? Do people understand that? We were practically a top 10 offense last season. Just our losses kind of overshadow it and kind of make people like, oh my God, they were so ass. But people don't realize that our offense was literally top 10 statistically. And they shown it in certain games. We lost 9 out of the 11 losses, I believe. We lost 9 in one possession games. The Cardinals game, Renfro fumbled, they took it back. The Titans game, Darren Waller dropped 3 touchdown passes. And like I could keep going down the list. The Rams game, we let bum ass Baker Mayfield come down the field and score in under a minute. And Trayvon Merrick missed a full. Trayvon Merrick looked like the Saints and the Vikings that one time when Stephon Diggs caught it and the safety hit his own player, and then yeah, that's exactly what happened. All these things were just built on one possession. One possession. And exactly, Vic, and not to mention people were injured. Waller got injured. Renfro got injured. Nate Hobbs was injured. I mean, I could keep going down the list, bro. So I'm not saying, like I said this all off season, and I'm gonna continue to say it. I have no expectations this year. I'm not gonna say playoffs, and I'm not gonna say Super Bowl. Hell no. I'm not gonna be disappointed again if it doesn't happen because I'm tired of being disappointed. What I do know is that this team is way better than last year, and it could be way better than last year. Now, the only thing is, can they take this camp stuff, take this verbal stuff they say at press conference, and take it into the season? We have a tough schedule. If you were to tell me we play ourselves every day, I would say playoffs, but we're playing teams that gotten better. The Jets got better, right? As much as people want to say it, the Jets got better, right? I could keep going down the list, right? The Broncos technically got better. The Steelers, I mean, the Steelers are Steelers. We should have won last year. Oh, that's another game that we lost in one possession in goddamn Christmas. Derek Carr threw a horrible pass. If he would have put it on the money, we would have won. On top of that, the Packers are easy. I mean, in my opinion, we should automatically win that game. The Patriots are the Patriots. They want revenge. We barely won last year off of Jacoby Myers. Hey, Jacoby Myers on our team now, right? He threw it back and then gave it to Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones stiffs arm Mac Jones and takes it to a touchdown. And I don't know what anybody says, but we got lucky on that play. Let's be honest. On top of that, the Bears are better because if I was you guys, if you guys are playing fantasy, Justin Fields is somebody to look at. Justin Fields is actually playing pretty damn good. And he played pretty damn good last season. And a lot of reporters and stuff are speculating that he might make an MVP conversation, which is crazy to me because I have to see it again for another season, him play well. But he was improving a lot. That's another guy that we got to look out for, a guy that could beat you with his legs and beat you with his arm, right? And then I could keep going down, right? The Lions are better. They're rebuilding. They're building a good team. They have one of my favorite wide receivers in the league. And it was because of a little biased, right? I'm a USC guy, right? I'm a Trojan. And and that boy Amon St. Brown out there, round 4 pick, ain't looking too bad, huh? Ain't looking too bad at all for the Lions over there. So they're out there rebuilding a young core on the defense side of the ball with Hutchinson and stuff. That's another team that is really looking um, good over there. The Giants, they gotten better, believe it or not. Darren Waller improves that offensive core over there. Um, Daniel Jones looks good next to Brian DeBall and the rest of them over there. The Dolphins look a lot better. They did lose Jalen Ramsey, I think, injury, but they still have a really good defense, really good offense. They have two of the fastest receivers in the league. And then you got the Chiefs being the Chiefs. You got the Vikings that got better, and I think their offense got a lot better, right? Again, USC bias. You put Jordan Addison next to Justin Jefferson. You got yourself an offense. Um, and you guys see I don't know if you guys seen Jordan and Addison in the preseason game. Looked pretty damn good to me. I know they called it out of bounds. It wasn't out of bounds, but it looked pretty good. I don't know if you guys watch preseason. I watch preseason of other teams because it kind of shows me an idea on where their depth is when we play them and stuff, and it gives me a better idea on what I could expect. I don't know if you guys watch preseason like that in general, but I do on the teams that we play. So I watched a couple games, right? I watched the Patriots. I watched the Jets. I was looking a little bit from their game and trying to see what they got, right? So I could see. So when it comes time for us playing them, I kind of have a clear idea of what their depth and stuff looks like. That I think last year the team had to get acclimated with Josh McDaniels too. That plays in a lot. Yeah, it was his first year there. People were trying to get used to it. You feel me? He's getting drafted to high, injured by week 6. Can't count on running quarterbacks. Hey, hopefully he doesn't get injured. I would never wish. I would never wish any injury upon anybody. But last season he stayed healthy, and look what he did. So you know he's got a good future. Justin Fields might get you a lot of rushing touchdowns, but I do expect much the passing game from him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been improving his passing game over the offseason. You feel me? You would think, right? Facts, Eric. Same here. Interceptions fun to evaluate others' draft picks and see uh where they failed and succeeded. Yeah. Actually, I seen this funny one from the Patriots game, and it kind of makes me hurt because I was a Christian Gonzalez fan. I don't know if y'all see. I don't know what running back or receiver got his ass. I forgot who it was. They came head to head, and he bumped Christian Gonzalez, and Christian Gonzalez went like, yo, that was embarrassing. I shake my head. I was like, you're proving everybody right. You're proving me like to look like a dumbass. Like I'm like, bro, like I was vouching for you in the off season, bro, and your ass does this in preseason, bro, against goddamn second, third stringers. I know it's only preseason, but fuck. Max is taking all quarterbacks to the ground this year. Facts, facts. Uh, Hopefully this defense is gonna have a great season, and probably we're gonna go to the playoffs with 12. Okay, Rafael, interesting take right there. Yeah, Christian Gonzalez got fucking baptized, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If this was a Keon White, huh? If this was a regular game, he would have got baptized completely. I think he would have been thrown to the ground. The only reason why he didn't get baptized fully is because it was a preseason, and I'm pretty sure he laid off. He didn't completely go on with the motion. Cup, cup. That shit was so embarrassing, bro. I swear, bro. That shit made me shake my head, bro. I was like, what the fuck did I just witness? Um, if Jimmy G wins us a playoff game, is he the greatest Raiders quarterback since Gannon? Ask for a friend. Statistically, yeah. He is. If you really look at it, Circus, because if you kind of I know it's only one season, right? But let's just say hypothetically, right? That happens, right? You would kind of grasp that the best quarterback from Gannon has been Carr. And now when you compare Jimmy to Carr, and Jimmy in his first year does that, that alone is already a better win percentage and a better playoff record as a Raider. So it kind of technically, yeah. Technically, yes. Speaking statistically, yeah. Longevity wise, no. But you get what I mean, right? But I'm not gonna even get into that topic because oh my god, we will be here for hours talking about it. Holy shit, the debate between I'm not gonna get into that. And I also don't want nobody calling me a goddamn Saints fan. Like I don't know, bro. Apparently if you bring up Derek Carr, you're a Saints fan. I don't fucking know. I don't even know what the hell going on, but I just be chilling. All I care about is my silver and black to do good. You feel me? I know one thing for certain. Gonzalez got knocked the hell out. Yeah, I know. it was a tough sight to see, but I love it because he's a Patriot at the end of the day. Fuck for me, it's F the Patriots. So it's kind of good to see that he's doing bad, but it kind of makes my take look horrible over the offseason and me vouching for the guy. So we're gonna see what happens though. It's not easy schedule, but our dogs on D and gonna make it easier from them either. That's facts. Shout out to Joey Stroud was getting bullied too. Dude, Stroud played horrible. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's Stroud played. Shit. BJ Stroud played horrible, bro. But it's only preseason, right? It's only preseason. It's only preseason, but he didn't throw the ball too much, right? He didn't throw the ball too much, but the 4 times he did, one of them was an interception, and only two were completed. So, you could make the most of that, right? I'm not asking to sweep the Chiefs. If we sweep the Chargers and the Donkeys win the AFC West, the entire nation better respect this quarterback. I'm not asking to sweep the Chiefs. If we sweep the Chargers and Donkeys win the AFC West, the entire nation better respect the quarterback. I mean, I respect him. He's got a winning record, but he's got to stay healthy. The whole name of the game has been healthy, 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 more healthy, and healthy. Hoping he stays healthy, right? He's got an amazing trio over there, bro. Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, and Hunter Renfro, man. And as long as Jimmy stays healthy, this offense could look really good, man. And I know people hate to say it about Josh Jacobs, and I would love to keep him, and hopefully he comes back and signs in and is good, man, and plays with us. But there's no doubt that Josh Jacobs was a big part of our wins last season. There's no doubt about that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts or debate about that. And even the year before, he was a big part of that second half turnaround. He's been a big part of this team. Now, here's the other side of it. And I was kind of thinking back to myself. The reason Josh Jacobs was relied on so much last season is because the passing game wasn't fully there. Um, and because the passing game wasn't fully there, like Josh Jacobs said in the offseason, if you want him to be the hero, pay him like the hero. And we technically don't need him to be the hero if our passing game is on point. Now, hypothetically, right? Because we haven't played a season game, right? Or even preseason. Hypothetically, if this passing game is what we expect it to be and the potential it has, you won't really have to rely on the running backs as often as you did last season. And that begs the question, is that what Josh McDaniels is banking on right now? And Dave Ziegler and stuff and the front office, is that what they're banking on? That the passing game will clear up, not the running game. And let's be honest, that's the reason why the running game was what it was, because we banked on it a lot. We relied on it too much. Now the question is if the passing game is good, do we really have to rely on the running back position too much? That's a question for you guys, a question in general. It's a question to really try to pick your brain, you feel me? And try to really see, you feel me? Best passing game is playoff of a respectable running game. And that's the thing too, right, Terrence? A respectable running game, right? And I'm gonna ask you the question here, Terrence, for you. With the respectable running game, would the respectable running game be both as far as running back by committee or Josh Jacobs? Or is a respectable running game just when one running back is playing out of his mind? And shout out to Vic. The Raiders are going to need B Jacobs. I said it. We need him, but if it doesn't happen at that point, how do you accommodate for that, right? You can't replicate what he did last season. You cannot replicate what Jacobs did last season. You cannot replicate it. You just can't. But if you have a running back by committee that performs at that level to give you a good enough run game, at that point do you start looking at Josh Jacobs different. But for me, I've been vouching all off season. I want Josh Jacobs. I want him to stay. I've never been on the train of letting him go. But it ain't looking too good the way it's sounding. So hopefully, Jacobs, if it's respect he wants, I hope people give him respect that he deserves, that he totally deserves, because it wasn't just one good season that he gave us. He gave us multiple. It's just that last season was his pretty much best season. That's why people kind of deflect that. Oh, it was only one seat. No, no, he was a key piece of that second half playoff. That second off playoff push. And even in his rookie season. So for me, I want to keep him, but then you beg the question of what's gonna happen. You feel me? Shout out to All Eyes on G in the building as well. What's good, All Eyes? Shout out to JB in the building too. If you guys can hit that like button, I'll greatly, greatly appreciate it. I think you said without JJ is simply hoping. Okay. I think he said something about where JJ is more respectable. I know I feel that. Essentially, they're asking JJ to get paid more for less reps. He could have less reps too, and that could be the thing, right? So moving on. Speaking of Jimmy G in the offense, right? This is what happened in joint practice yesterday. The Raiders' first team offense versus the first team defense for the Niners. Jimmy G was perfect in the 2-minute drill. Capped it off with the completion to Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro, and then a 15-yard pass for a touchdown to Austin motherfucking Hooper. He's hooping out there, man. Hooper's hooping. And good to see. Back to back. Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro, then Austin. These receivers, man. I'm telling you, the trio. Two-thirds of the trio right there, man. Jacoby Myers and Hunter Renfro, man, putting in that work against 49ers first team defense. Then in the 2-minute drill, Jimmy G went 4 of 6. He had a TD pass to Hooper. A nice diving catch despite the defensive, even with the defensive passing interference flag. Devontae Herbrush should have even been a practice. We'll get to Devontae Adams soon. And then moving on the 11 on 11s, a touchdown pass to Austin Hooper again. I think he had 2 touchdowns yesterday, or 3 touchdowns if I'm not mistaken. And they were going against the 49ers first team defense again. One was a 2-minute drill, another one was 11 on 11 drive. There was different ones. There was different things out there. 7 on 7s. I think a 7 on 7. There was a 7 on 7.
Do you rate your
Right.
chemistry with?
But this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? This was what I was talking about earlier about Jimmy saying that's why we all practice and that he's been missing Devontae Adams. And I seen earlier somebody said that Jimmy G put Devontae Adams in that position. I haven't seen the clip, so I can't say. I can only take people's verbal. And I heard I heard that it was a slant route that was given to him and he got clocked by Tre'Davious Ward. But this is what Jimmy G had to say as far as his connection with Devontae Adams and how they were building the chemistry.
Devontae Adams at this point, and how much more room do you think that relationship connection has to grow?
Got a lot of room to grow. I'm getting used to him. I've never, Tay's a unique receiver, man. How quick he is, how he gets in and out of things, and really how he sees the game is pretty unique. So it's we're getting there. I think we're off to a good start. We've made some plays, missed a couple. I gave him a couple bad balls a day that I should have got better, but that's why we practice.
I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like hearing that he said he practically fucked up on passes. I don't know if I can't recall, honestly. I'm trying to think. And like I said, I don't want to get into that whole conversation about a certain player, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of different hearing, a quarterback at the press conference during camp talk about how some of them he threw bad balls and that's why we practice. I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to think. But it was kind of like surprising me that he said that. Like he blatantly said it. Like he blatantly just said he fucked up on many throws and that's why we practice. And I mean, that kind of falls on what we were talking about before, right? I know a lot of people were blowing up that, oh my God, Jimmy threw an interception. It's looking too bad. blah blah blah. But you'd rather make the mistakes now. And that's what Jimmy G even said. That's why we practice. And that's exactly what I've been saying. I don't know why people have been blowing it up. Like that's why we practice. And I'm gonna play one more time for the people that are just joining us or didn't get to listen. But here's Jimmy G take on his and Adam's chemistry.
How do you rate your chemistry with Devontae Adams at this point, and how much more room that relationship connection has to grow?
Got a lot of room to grow. I'm getting used to him. I've never, Tay's a unique receiver, man. How quick he is, how he gets in and out of things, and really how he sees the game is pretty unique. So it's we're getting there. I think we're off to a good start. We've made some plays, missed a couple. I gave him a couple bad balls a day that I should have got better, but that's why we practice.
That's why we practice. He said it best, right?
It's pretty much
So now we're gonna get to one of the most exciting parts of the camp and joint practice has been the defense. The defense has been lights out. And I don't know about you guys. I've been hearing more good things on this defense and more things that they have been doing more than last year. Hey, it's about the little things. And these little things matter. I'm just saying. I know it's just practice. I know it's just joint practice. But we didn't hear this much from the defense last year. Everybody knows that. 49ers are worried that Jimmy G looks good against them and Brock Purdy threw it to. You know how many interceptions he threw today, Vic? He threw 7 interceptions today. Or 6. I think. It was 6 or 7. We'll see. So here comes Max Crosby's take on the defense.
every day the defense is doing something.
Yeah.
Plays on balls, getting interceptions, especially on that back end. Are you feeling that? I mean, are you kind of picking up on some of the stuff that's happening that might be a little bit different than when it's happened in the past?
No question. Obviously bringing Marcus in, Peters, he's an elite, ball hawk, and you can see that every single day. I think he got another pick today. He's just one of those guys that's super sticky, and he has great instincts. And then you got Epps, you got Timo. Those two, are just on the same page at all times. And then you got a young guy like Jacorian coming in, getting first team reps, and he's got no choice. You got 3 great players out there. You got to step up and show up. So I just love what they're doing on the back end. They're getting confidence together. They're growing, and it bleeds down through the whole defense. I think obviously it starts up front. We bring pressure, and quarterback can't hold the ball. So DBs know that, and they're breaking and not thinking or second guessing themselves. So it all goes together. And then, like I said, you can't leave out the linebackers either. Spillane is a freaking dog. He's going crazy. You got Diablo, Masterson, all those guys. They're playing hard to get better and better. So it's exciting.
The trio. He named the trio. I like to call him the linebacker trio. Spillane, Diablo, Masterson. There we go. Love to hear it from Max Crosby himself. I love to hear it, man. We don't hear too many good things out of the defense when it comes to the Raiders, man. And just hearing it, I don't know about you guys, it just makes me smile, bro. I know it's only practice, and this is how you know our defense has been bad for such a long time. That practice and joint practice, hearing good things about the defense the way it is making me smile. Like, that's how you know we haven't had the best of, you feel me? But, at the end of the day, like I said, it's practice, joint practice. We got to wait. It's like kind of Terrence said right here in the comment. We kind of have to wait. We have to wait. We have to see if this carries on the regular season. And hopefully it does, right? Hopefully. But we can only grasp what's ahead of us, right? We can only grasp what's ahead of us. Getting a pick at practice. And that's what I'm saying. Nate Hobbs got a couple picks last year. But it wasn't the way it was here. Given the defense has been playing mid quarterbacks, I'm gonna see it in game. That too, right? Brock Purdy, I mean, he did good last season, right? He's not top 10 at all. We're gonna play a lot of top 10 quarterbacks this year. For example, Patrick Mahomes could beat you with his feet and stuff like that. You have Kirk Cousins that arguably can make a name for himself for top 15, especially with the weapons he got over there. And then you got Russell Wilson that's coming on an revenge tour with Sean Payton. And then you have Josh Allen that you play. You have I'm trying to think what else. Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers. So there's still things to do, right? I know this is off topic, but did y'all hear about Blake Martinez and the fake Pokemon cards he's been set? I haven't. I haven't even caught up on on Blake Martinez ever since he left. I don't, if he's scamming people, hey, power to him. Power to him. Power to him. But I got something to show you guys actually, y'all. Um, I know I showed it once before, but we kind of renovated it. We kind of I did renovate it. Everybody knows who makes a lot of intros for the Raider Nation and makes intros for us, man. Shout out to that boy Prez. Um he kind of is cooking up, man. He's in the lab right now for me, man, and I appreciate him for that. Shout out to Prez. I don't know if he's here or not. There's a new intro that's coming very very soon, and I have 23 seconds of the intro to show you guys, man. Just for the people that are here right now, just to give you guys a little bit of a preview, I guess you could say. Shout out to Gregor John in the building as well. So here we go, a little preview of the new intro.
Now, let me ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year? When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing.
That's it. That's all she wrote for now. um, it's gonna be an interesting intro. It's gonna be something that you could say really my intros haven't had in the past. It's more of like a movie type. I'll give you that. A little bit of a movie type intro. Like a movie, you feel me? But you see a little glimpse of it. You see a little glimpse of it there. See Al Davis, you hear him in the background, the beat. Uh and shout out, and I'm gonna give a shout out to this guy because the beat was actually made by somebody, right? And you guys could kind of pinpoint who made the beat, right? It's a really good beat. As you guys could hear, Al Davis is in there talking in the beat, which is pretty sick when I first heard it. I was like, yo, that is crazy. It's like more of a chill, laid back vibe, not that do 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 do. It's like, it's like thing. That boy all lies, man. That boy all lies, man. That boy all lies. That boy all lies cooked up that beat right there, man. Shout out to him as well. That beat fire. That beat fire. And I'm gonna play it one more time because I just love it so far. So if you guys want to see it one more time, here's the preview of the new intro.
Now, let me ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year? When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing.
I know Kevin was like, it's okay. I was like, what the hell? It's a fire. It's a fire thing, man. So shout out to them too, man. Shout out to Raider Gabe. Gabe in the building. What's good, Gabe? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Gabe, I gotta get you on the show, bro, soon. I think I'll hit you up post game for Sunday. Post game. Um by the way, before we continue, post game's gonna be on Monday for me. Um I heard a lot of people are going live on Sunday. I know Raider Ben got a play by play. I know people like Gabe and a couple others might be going live after. So I'd rather just wait till Monday and give you my post game on Monday, review the film that happens in the preseason to really fully understand what it was. But Monday will be my post game for the game. Um, but yeah, yep, you already know, man. It's gonna be fire. It's coming soon though. Once I get it, I'm gonna drop it. I'm hoping Monday. Um, I'm hoping Monday. I know last season I waited till the regular season started, but this season I rather use the intro longer than usual. So yeah. So I'm gonna drop it once I get it fully, and then yeah. So stay tuned. Hopefully by Monday. So be here Monday to see that intro. But yeah. So now moving on here. You feel me? Moving on here. Moving on here. Here's what the defense did, right? Kuntz and Tillery have looked good in these one-on-one drills. Rookie Nesta Jade Silvera as well, powerful. Like I talked about a little bit earlier, the one-on-ones, they were killing it. And guys, a name that surprised me is Malcolm Kuntz's name finally gets called. Malcolm Kuntz. And I think Kuntz will get some reps on Sunday. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I was focused, and then Vic Tafer goes on to say, I was focused on Jimmy and the trenches, but Marcus Epps and Amik Robertson made some plays for the Raiders on the back end. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. In the same drill on the opposite end. So when Jimmy G came down and scored a touchdown in the 2-minute drill, they did it the same for Brock Purdy and the Niners. And instead, Amik Robertson breaks up an end zone pass from Brock Purdy on 4th down to turn the 49ers away. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. I love to see it. Amik Robertson. There we go. Shout out to Thomas Hernandez. Was good. Was good, Thomas. Then Duke Shelley with a great break on the ball and an interception of Brock Purdy. 49ers first team offense. Raiders first team defense. First team defense, y'all. Duke Shelley was there. First team defense. Just something to look at. Just something to look at. Shelley with the great break on the ball and an interception of Brock Purdy. There you go. The secondary looking good. You feel me? The secondary looking good. And then the first team defense gets a stop to end practice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear.
That's your 5th year in the league now.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Once I heard Max Crosby talk right here and what he talked about, and you'll see right now, I'm like, God damn, Max Crosby, you were such a gem, man. A gem. That I'm glad we picked up, man. Look at his mentality heading into the season.
This is your 5th year in the league now, I believe.
Yep.
How anxious are you for the Raiders to be a contender this year?
For me, I worry about the day. I'm worried about getting better today, and then tomorrow when it gets here, I'm worried about that. Every single day I come in here, I think about winning. I don't do this year round to come in and not make the playoffs. I'm sick of that shit, and I want to keep winning, and I want to get back to the playoffs. I want to be in Cincinnati on the road, in a hostile environment. That's why I play the game. That's why I work the way I work. I come here and I do this all year, and like I said, I want to win championships. I want to be at the top of the game. I want to be the number one guy, regardless of position. And I work for that every single day. So, yeah, I'm fired up for this organization.
This is your 5th year in the league now, I believe.
Yep.
How anxious
I'm gonna
are you
play it
for
one
the
more time.
Raiders to be a contender this year?
For me, I worry about the day. I'm worried about getting better today, and then tomorrow when it gets here, I'm worried about that. Every single day I come in here, I think about winning. I don't do this year round to come in and not make the playoffs. I'm sick of that shit, and I want to keep winning, and I want to get back to the playoffs. I want to be in Cincinnati on the road, in a hostile environment. That's why I play the game. That's why I work the way I work. I come here and I do this all year, and like I said, I want to win championships. I want to be at the top of the game. I want to be the number one guy, regardless of position, and I work for that every single day. So, yeah, I'm fired up for this organization. I love all the people in here, and I'm really just trying to be my best version of myself at least.
I'm sick of it too, Max Crosby. I'm sick. 21 years of my life, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And he's sick of it. He knows it too. He's like, he literally said it. Every year, we get to talking about not making the play. He's sick of it. I'm sick of it. Fuck, we all sick of it. And I love that mentality, man. Like, he even said it himself. He's not gonna get ahead of himself. The the guy that asked the question is dumb as hell. First of all, I don't know why the fuck he asked. I genuinely, I'm not even gonna get into it. I don't know why he asked about. Well, you think you could be like what? Like you think you could be a content? Like what, bro? Like okay. Anyways, before I get bashed on Twitter or some shit, you feel me? Um, like on all honesty, it to be honest, just 20 years, 21. Damn, 21. About to be 22. But I love seeing that. He said it's about today, and then when we get to tomorrow, we get to tomorrow. Not looking ahead, just taking it day by day. And I love that he said that, man, because that's what we need to do, right? We talk about predictions, and we talk about playoffs, and I realized that last season when I predicted stuff, it kind of shows that maybe we should just take it game by game, and if we take it game by game, we'll be less disappointed when things don't go the way, and we'll be more excited and more happy when things do go our way, right? Um, and for me, that's why I'm not giving no prediction. I'm not saying no playoff Super Bowl or 12 wins, 13 wins. All I've said is that we should be better than last year, right? Um, and that's the goal every season, right? Be better than last year. That's always the goal, right? Um, Shout out to Reese Rock. Was good, man. Was good. But yeah, right. Max becoming the leader we were needing. Facts. Growing into more and more of a leader every day. And that's a fact. Fact. So now joint practice day 2. Devontae Adams took a pretty big hit. So here comes the Devontae Adams injury. He took a pretty good, a big hit, which was by Tre'Davious Ward, by the way, y'all. On 11-on-11, went down to the ground for a little while. Now on the sideline being looked at by the Raiders trainer. Devontae Adams limping slightly with that appears to be a right leg injury, leaving the Raiders practice field for locker room. And then Josh McDaniels hasn't gotten the full report on Devontae Adams, but his understanding is the injury isn't too serious, and that's good to hear. I hope it's not serious. I really do. As of right now, let me actually check if there has been any updates on it revolving around it. Um, it don't look like it, to be honest. It does not look like it. Mm, nope. Devontae Adams appears done for the day, still not back out after leaving for the locker room, and the limp on his right leg still being evaluated. Besides that, it's just reported that it's minor, so it is minor. Okay, good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. It's just minor, so we're good. We're good. Um, don't play him in preseason, please. McDaniel said players who get a lot of reps. So this is what I was talking about, right? As far as Sunday goes, right? McDaniel said players who got a lot of reps the last 2 days may not get as many in Sunday's game. So you talk about the people that have gotten a lot of reps in the last 2 days, right? For example, Robert Spillane. For example, Marcus Peters. For example, Duke Shelley. For example, Jerry Tillery, Max Crosby, Chandler, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro. So we might see, and Jimmy Garoppolo. So we might actually see Aiden O'Connell, Brian Hoyer, Trey Tucker, Damian Williams that we just signed. But then you got Trey Tucker, Cam Sims, you'll most likely see. All the other guys that's behind mostly the starters, right? So you would think of Philip Dorsett, right? You haven't heard him too much, right? Um, Brandon Bolden, maybe Sincere McCormick, right? You'll have the Jesper Horsted, the Jacob Hollister, right? You would have on the offensive line. I don't know if they'll put out the starters out there, but if they don't, then you'll see most likely like Brandon Parker, Moody, Grasu, right? And then you also got you'll probably see Keelan Cole out there. You feel me? DeAndre Carter, DJ Turner, right? On the defense side of the ball, like I said, you might see people like Darion Butler, Drake Thomas, Curtis Bolton. You might see Chris Smith the second, our pick from Georgia. Roderick Teamer. You might see David Long Jr. A little bit of Amik Robertson, maybe. Jacorian Bennett, Sam Webb. Um, Guys that we still are interested to see what they could bring. Neil Farrell Jr., right? Maybe John Jenkins, maybe Bilal Nichols. We haven't heard his name get called up too much. Malcolm Kuntz, Nesta Jade. Um, Still a solid squad to see, right? Still a solid squad to see. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they could do, right? Good to see, right? Let me see. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yep, needed to see something. There we go. Um, so yeah, I think that's the last one. But to give you guys an update on how many interceptions were thrown today, there was a total of 7 interceptions today. Marcus Peters caught 2. Um, Robert Spillane caught 3. I heard Marcus Epps and Amik got 1 individually, and Shelly got 1. So yeah, the secondary playing out of its mind in the linebacking group, which is good to see. The defensive line was playing pretty good. Andre James was in the one-on-one drills, played pretty damn good. Um, he held his own against the first team defensive line for the Niners. Um, but yeah, overall it looked good. And like I said, guys, if you guys can't hit the like button, let's get a 30 likes, man. I'll greatly appreciate it. Um, it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see, really. Are more twos and threes playing in the San Francisco game in the Rams game? I don't want to see a horror game in LA. I think twos and three will play a lot the first game. I think the second game, which is the Rams game, you might see at least one drive from the starters, at least just one. Um, and that's it, which is good. I'm gonna be at the Rams game, so hopefully, we see the starters out there at least once. Um, Besides that, that's what it is, right? Um, that's pretty much for joint practice. The Raiders dominated, as you can see on my thumbnail. The Raiders dominated, and it's good to see, right? It's good to see, um, and it's good to see the training camp went really well for the Raiders, right? Um, Sunday's game is going to be interesting to see a bunch of young talent out there. Um, I haven't seen too much of Chris Smith's name called out there, so I got to see how he plays in the in the preseason game, right? Jacorian Bennett, we're gonna see him a couple times, see what he's made of. Truly. Um, and in all honesty, I like what I see. I like what I see across the board with the Raiders so far. And now it's on to Sunday, right? And just previewing the Sunday's game, I think, in all honesty, I'm excited to see. I'm honestly excited to see the energy from everybody. Um, I'm excited to see Jacorian Bennett and what the whole hype's about. I'm excited to see what else am I excited to see? I'm excited to see the secondary in general, Jaquim Ben and the secondary. I'm excited to see the linebacking group. How good is our depth? Truly, our defensive line depth, our receiving depth, um, and yeah, and see what we got in our backup quarterback. See what he's made of, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see what we got out there. And I'm interested to see the running backs as well. So, I want to see this running back by committee, see how it works, see how they do. Um, and just all honestly, just enjoy the game. It's Raiders football at the end of the day, preseason or not. It's Raiders football, man. And what better than on a Sunday? You feel me? And what better than um in 2 days, right? Raiders football is back, man, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, man. I'm just excited for the season, man, because there's a lot of optimism. You feel me? A lot of optimism. I said this on 12's channel yesterday. I don't care if we lose to the Niners or Rams only preseason, but the third game I really want to win just because I completely can't stand those fans. I feel it. I feel it. If you guys can't hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Um, but that's pretty much for today, man. There's no point of giving a prediction if we win or lose the preseason. All that matters is to see what they got. Um, see what they could bring. More interceptions and TDs I've heard of this preseason and joint practice than any other year 10. And that's all I'm saying. That's why it's like a little different, but we got to see if it carries on to the, but besides that, that's pretty much it for today, man. I'll be back. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'll be back on Monday. Monday again, we'll be here. Monday, and then I'm trying to see if I should do one Wednesday and then Friday, or just Friday, Monday and Friday. But I think if there's some news breaks out in the midweek, Wednesday will be for sure. I think. I'm trying to bring new shows. Shout out to Fox Pack. What's good, man? If you guys can't hit that like button, like I said, if you're just joining us, for me, I'm trying to come up with new shows. Um, it's kind of hard because it's like a lot of people kind of took a lot of ideas, so we're gonna see what happens. But uh, just expect a live Monday. Monday post game show, post game show, post game show, post game show, post game show. Monday, not Sunday. Monday. A lot of Raider content creators are going on Sunday, so I'm gonna go on Monday. That's gonna be my post game. We're gonna talk about everything that happened on Sunday's game, the winners, losers, what I've seen, and what to expect moving forward with them certain players and who could get cut. Who would be a surprise cut? We will see. Stay tuned. Um, Shout out to everybody that's here, man. Blessings to you guys and your families. Tough time never lasts, but tough people do. And you guys are awesome, tough people, man. I appreciate you guys for being here, the love and support. Especially for my big ass vacation that I took. I was very busy, man, and life has been good. I'll tell you that. Can't say much, but life has been good, and I cherish every day. So, hopefully, you guys cherish every day too, man. Every day is not given, and life is too short. So, always look at the positive of things, and you know, yeah. Great show, SC. You just need a white Raiders tracksuit. Don't let the glasses deceive you. Eric sees it all. Hit that like, but I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna go back and listen to it. It's been a while. Let's get that W this Sunday for sure, man. I appreciate you. Uh, I'll be back Monday though. Same time, 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. So my usual times now, and letting everybody know, is probably 12-ish, 1-ish West Coast time. That's when I'm usually gonna be here. Um, Maybe on Monday it'll be a little bit later. We'll see. But have a good weekend, y'all. Football's back. That's a fact. Have a good back end. Raiders. You already know, man. That's back. We're back. Full force. SC experience back. We ready, man. And yeah. Let's see you guys there, fam. Let me delete this. I don't know why I have it. It's looking good. You already know it's about the Raiders. You feel me? Um, and thank you guys, man. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Monday. And you'll probably see me on other people's show on Sunday or something. So just look out for that. I'll be in chats. I'm starting to be more active on other people's lives because I wasn't before in my whole vacation. I didn't go into one live. So now I got a lot of people support me and I'm gonna support them. So stay tuned. On that note, yeah, this was the S Experience, aka your boy Eric, man. And let me hey, we're gonna play the preview of the intro. The preview and the intro to end it off. Have a great day. Blessings to you guys and your families, and blessings to you on the weekend. This is the S Experience, aka your boy Eric, and I'm out. Peace.
Now, let me ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year? When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing. Just